Welcome to today's webinar organized by Alibaba.com in partnership with America's Beauty Show. America's Beauty Show is the first show organized since 1921 in Chicago. It represents the most influential trade show here in the United States for the beauty industry. Together with America's Beauty Show, Alibaba.com has decided to partner to deliver a 310 lesson course and support companies here in the US to understand how to create your own brand and beauty product. So today, my name is Mattia Emilio. I'm the Director of Business Development in North America for Alibaba.com. Today, before joining, this is the first code for you. This is a special Thanksgiving offer that we give to all our attendees. You have a $20 off a $21 minimum purchase. So if you've never purchased on Alibaba, feel free to scan this QR code and you will be able to try our platform for just $1. We have decided to partner with America's Beauty Show to support beauty professional and entrepreneurs across the US. We are giving to US companies the possibility to access to a personalized searching experience to learn how to launch their own beauty brand, receive exclusive benefits and coupon, and discover new beauty products and trends. And also access to a dedicated support because Alibaba.com has here in the US 5 offices, one in New York, one in Seattle, one in Washington, DC, one in Sunny Valley, and one here in Los Angeles, where I am broadcasting from. Why the beauty industry and why Alibaba.com? Because as I mentioned during the first 3 lessons of this intensive course in Alibaba.com, we have more than 2 million active buyers that post more than 8,000 requests for quotation on a monthly basis and 230,000 inquiries. So if you're a beauty professional and you're looking to search on Alibaba.com, you will be able to find more than 300,000 products. But when it comes to sourcing, we know that sometimes it's difficult to find the right product. That's why, as I mentioned, we have a personalized sourcing experience for all of you in partnership with America's Beauty Show. By typing America's Beauty Show in our search bar, you will be able to enter in a personalized page where you will find the new trends, new products of the beauty industry. Moreover, we have exclusive benefits and coupons for you from $80 off every month when it comes to sourcing, to $500 in coupon when it comes to trade assurance, to 1.5% money back. If you want to know more about these coupons, you just type American Beauty Show in our search bar, and you will be able to have all of these products for you. And also, we have a dedicated support, as I mentioned, so you can access to a dedicated support and send out an email after these webinars, so you will be able to access it. And feel free to reach out and to send an email to me, and I will guide you through our support team that is based here in the US. As I mentioned, we have a 310 lesson course, and this is our 3rd lessons, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to Alex Alejandro, that is from Global Fashion Mentorship. We have been partnering with Alex. He's an expert in brand identity and beauty. He's also a professor in the FIT, and we have a long-lasting relationship. During the first 2 lessons of the course, we discussed about beauty trends with Melissa Hago. And then 2 weeks ago, we discussed with my colleague Stella Shen the way to source on Alibaba.com. Today, we will discuss about brand identity, and in next week, we will discuss with Seban Aiketan, that she's the director of beauty packaging, how to create your product packaging. Also, as many of you know, I've been working in the beauty industry before joining Alibaba.com, so I have a large experience in the to reach out if you have any question or any new idea that you want to implement and launch together with Alibaba.com. And then we will have a lesson on logistics, on financing tool, on online taxes, and then how to scale up your businesses if you want to sell on a D2C store. And then we will be understanding what to expect during America's Beauty Show with Frank Fulco, the CEO and president of America's Beauty Show. This 10 lesson course will give you a comprehensive understanding of how to launch a beauty brand. All the lessons are, you can replay all the lessons in our YouTube channel. So feel free to subscribe. Our YouTube channel is Alibaba Buyer Central. So feel free to subscribe if you don't have time to attend all the webinars, we have all the replays for you. So Alex, thanks for joining. And this is your stage. First of all, I would like to introduce yourself um, and give some ideas and tips for all these beauty professionals that are attending our webinar to understand how today a beauty professional needs to have in his mind when it comes to create your own beauty brand. So welcome at.
Great, thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure to be here, and I will get started. Okay, terrific. Thanks again for having me. And today we're going to talk about how to create your own beauty brand identity. And really, as a primer for everybody, it's really my pleasure to just walk you through how to define your identity, understand your market, and connect products that resonate with your audience. A little bit about me. I am Alex Helander with Global Fashion Mentorship. We're a team of fashion industry and beauty professionals that provide consulting and advisory services for small to medium-sized businesses, also startups, as well as students looking to get into fashion and beauty. So we provide a kind of a wide range, the team and I, of services at Fashion Mentorship. The first thing I really want to start with is all too often our clients come to us with their product, with their service, and they are just so ready to get started that they've really overlooked the legwork that's required when you first bring an idea to market. And that is defining your brand identity. Because without that anchor, you're really just another product or service out there without any way to tie yourself in to your consumers. Engage with your consumers. Have your consumers really feel good about you. And I've listed here that as humans, we really trust what people say. That's how we engage. We really trust and work better if we understand what the message is. And mostly if a brand is engaging with us so that we feel like that brand understands us. So these 3 points here, when you're creating your product, when you're creating your service, you want to think like your customer. You want to think like, hey, is the product that I'm bringing something that my customer is going to trust me for? Is the product or service that I'm coming to market with something that they will understand because I've clearly communicated it? And will they feel like I'm addressing their needs? Most of our clients have figured a solution or an idea for a solution that solves some pain points. So take the time up front in defining your brand identity to put yourself in your customer's shoes. You are a customer yourself, and most likely you've decided that the thing that you want to bring to market is something that you would like to see more of or that you feel doesn't exist in the marketplace. So make sure you take the time to think about these 3 things as we go through this lesson today. The first thing is to define your brand purpose and your identity. And that can be one of many things. I've listed 2 here, your mission statement or listing out your brand values. And this may seem a little academic, but it really helps you if you sit down to craft out a mission statement. It's an easy thing to do and hard to execute. And when you look at many people's About Us sections on their websites, they're kind of all over the place. And they may speak to you, they may not speak to you, but most of the time they don't really engage you. And so taking the time to really crystallize what is it that you want to say for your mission statement. Memorable, clear, and short. Nobody wants to read a long-winded mission statement. I've listed an example that Glossier I feel does a really good job with that. For them, it's about making beauty accessible and uncomplicated, clean and easy. In brand values, you want to kind of list out your core values. Those are the things that you align with, and those are the things that you really feel strongly about that you want to bring out into the marketplace. Remember, you will never be something for everybody. So when you've decided what it is that you want to do, or have an idea for something that you want to do, or have an existing product that you just want to make better, make sure that your brand values speak to the audience that you're trying to attract. You know it when you know it, or you sense it when it doesn't, when you're purchasing product. And sometimes you may still buy it for numerous reasons. Maybe it's really cheap and you just need to get something, but it works a whole lot better when the brand values of a product or a service align with you. An example of that I feel is pretty good is Fenty. Fenty's commitment to inclusivity and diversity is basically unsaid. It's in its imagery. You see it, you know it, and you understand it, and you really trust that that's exactly what they're all about. They've done a really good job with it. From here, you want to develop your UVP, your unique value proposition. You want to identify what is it about the product that you're bringing to market that has key features and benefits that doesn't exist or exists and you want to improve upon. Again, that could be a better enhancement. That could be a lower price. That could be something that exists. And let's face it, most things already exist in the marketplace. So what you're really trying to do is prove the concept that your idea is something that may exist, but you've got a better twist on it. You've got a better price on it. You've got a better feature on it. You've got a better quality on it. Many ways to address that, but you want to identify those key features and benefits. You want to take a lot of time to analyze the competitive landscape, and it's very competitive. It doesn't matter what it is that you're bringing to market. There's a lot of people in every marketplace, and being the person out there that can raise their hand higher than everybody else and be seen is one thing, but having a brand, product, service, beauty product in a very competitive landscape is really hard. So who are you competing against? Who will you be competing against? What are they doing? How are they doing? How well are they doing it? What are the things that are making them successful? You really want to take the time to analyze that. Then from there, you'll have a better time of crafting your UVP statement and really, again, crystallizing that down just to a very short statement that really speaks to the thing that you're trying to do. All too often, clients will come in and they've given up on this, or they haven't even thought about this really. They just think that the thing that I have an idea for, I'm really anxious to start working with my sourcing, really anxious to get my first prototypes in, really anxious to start testing this thing out with my friends, families, etc. And they haven't really said who they are, who they stand for. You wouldn't go up to a stranger and start asking them for a whole bunch of favors without first introducing yourself, without being clear on what it is that you're trying to do. And that's the same thing with creating a brand. You really want to be clear on who you are, why you're interested in doing this thing that presumably can be found in iterations in many other places in that marketplace. And then you want to test and refine, because while it's all well and good to have an idea, unless you share it with other people and get some feedback, you may be missing a big part of something that you hadn't thought of before, seen before, known before. And I know a lot of my clients are a little reticent, you might be too, of sharing your fabulous idea, your fabulous invention, because you're afraid somebody's going to take your idea and run with it. And a great idea that's a secret is just that. It's just a secret. And a great idea that doesn't go anywhere. You're going to have to stretch a little bit here and promote yourself, promote your idea, and test that out with people in order to get good feedback. It will help you. Part of that building a strong brand identity is to think about the imagery. We are visual as human beings, and we react to color, we react to sounds, we react to sense. Those are places that are fundamental to who we are. So when you're building a brand, and you want to have a strong association to things like your color palette, Choose colors that reflect your brand personality and values. Choose colors that align with the product that you want to do. If it's a sophisticated product, you might want to think about sophisticated colors as opposed to pop fun colors that you might want to use if you're targeting a demographic that you think those types of colors would really be attractive too. Typography, what does that say about you? Is it curvy and twisty and fun, or is it more serious? Again, what does that look like? And what exists in the marketplace right now? Fonts, like colors, like any packaging, can get very trendy or can get trendy very quickly. In order to differentiate yourself, you want to make sure that you're not too far removed from what's going on, but you don't want to be a copycat either. Packaging, that will go on with your packaging too. Think about things that you want to have with your packaging. There's a lot of talk these days about keeping packaging simple because of the sustainability discussions that are taking place globally. Not too much packaging, but not so little that you don't better represent your brand. And packaging is a great way to represent your brand. You'll have a lesson coming up about brand packaging, so pay attention for that. And then all of that is an enhancement to the visual content because, again, most likely you're going to be presenting, promoting, and marketing this on some social platform in some digital marketing way. So you want to make sure that there's a standout visual component to this as well. The next thing you want to do is understand that marketplace that I spoke about. It's a big marketplace. The beauty market is a huge marketplace with a lot of different entry points on there. I've listed some that are a little bit more trendy right now that have existed in the beauty market that you might want to consider. I haven't listed all because there's just way too many, quite frankly. Clean beauty trend. There's a lot of consumer demand for organics, bio naturals, non-toxic. We're putting this on our skin. We understand more about the impact of things that we're ingesting and putting on our skin. We want to make sure that we are using clean product. If that's what your brand is all about, make sure you understand that marketplace and find your niche within it. Inclusivity. I spoke about that with regards to Fenty. Inclusivity. If your brand is about a big community and allowing access points for a diverse range of people, then you want to make sure that you understand that and understand who's in that space already and where you're going to position yourself with your identity in that space. Big space for personalization across the board. People are looking to customize their cars. People are looking to customize their clothing. Certainly people are looking to customize their beauty products, beauty care. And the more that they can do that, the better it is. So if that's your angle and personalization is an area that your brand is going to sit in, make sure you do the due diligence of understanding the beauty market when it comes to personalization. And then over all of that is really then the market gaps. Perhaps what you've got is an idea, but you don't really know where it sits or what segment of the market it should be in. Now's the time to take the time to look for gaps in the market. Maybe it's something that doesn't exist in a big way, or maybe it only exists in the luxury sector right now. Maybe your idea is to make it a little bit more accessible from a price standpoint, and that market gap exists, and that's the one that you're going to exploit, explore, and dive into your research on. So really understand the landscape, the competitive landscape, and the overall beauty market. That's really, really important. Then it comes time for your audience. Who is the person that you're trying to sell to? I mentioned that a lot of times brands, you are the customer that you're trying to solve the problem for. So if that's the case, use yourself, but be clear that you're really the customer and not just too anxious to get the product to market without taking the time to do that. I would start at the bottom here, number 4, the pain points. What are the unmet needs in the current market offerings? Why is it that you've got something and an idea that you don't feel exists? What is it about that pain point that you're trying to solve for? Be really clear on that. Buying habits. Where are your customers? What are their buying habits? What are the preferred products, and where would they go shopping for a product like yours? Is it online? Is it at a salon? Is it at a retail distribution point? The psychographics really talk about identifying your ideal avatar, if you will, right? And that big brands take a lot of time to identify their psychographics. And that I would encourage you to take the time to literally draw out who your ideal customer is, list who they are, their age, their lifestyle, their values, their interests. Are you targeting uh, busy executives? And if so, are they traveling a lot? And if so, do they have disposable income, a lot of disposable income? And if that's the case, are you thinking about product that they can grab and go, that they can travel with, it's light, it maybe folds, things within their lifestyle. Conversely, if you are looking at a very laid back lifestyle, you are a salon owner on the coasts at a beach resort, you might be thinking about the psychographics of who your ideal customer is, just based on the geography of where you live. So keep that in mind. The demographics, of course, is who is that muse? How old is he? How old is she? What's the gender? Income, the location, all of those things dovetail together, and they're really important to understand. Again, very few products that are sold across a wide demographic of audience. And when you're starting, it's really important to pinpoint your ideal customer, then take a look at the demographic behind that, then maybe take a look at how many of that ideal customer exists in the marketplace for the thing that you're trying to bring to market. No point in trying to create a market if there's only one person in the world that would ever buy it, right? So that conversely is that there are also not going to be 6 billion people that are likely to buy your product. So I always say that if you have a niche product, but the market size is really big, you can have a very healthy business on a niche size business within a large marketplace. So don't discount that either. And then that'll bring you to your product development process. I won't spend too much time on this because it's coming up in later lessons. But when you have your concept and you've taken the time to go through who your customers are, your features and benefits, your mission statements, et cetera, you're ready now for your product to get to be built, if you will. That's going to require you to start working with your manufacturers. Alibaba platform would be a prime example of that for sure. But also testing out your formulations in the beauty care if it happens to be a personal care product as opposed to an item that is sold to enhance a curling iron, a brush, something like that. So you really want to make sure that that's the importance of that. Again, these are products that are being put on your skin. Your formulation, your testing is complete. So there's, without a doubt, no questions about its toxicity levels. And then you lift it up into your manufacturing and work with manufacturing partners from there. So that's it in a nutshell. I wanted to make sure that we have 5 key takeaways as you're thinking about your brand identity. You want to define your brand purpose and identity. Make sure that mission statement is clear. Make sure that you identify your core values and stick with those core values. Nothing worse than a brand that just kind of moves back and forth to market demands, but doesn't really stand for anything. You might sell, but it's a hard position to be trustworthy. And there's a lot of transparency discussions across the board with many things these days. Customers are smarter than ever, and customers have the ability to fact check. So that you really want to make sure that you're very clear from the very beginning. Developing that unique value proposition. Again, think about the features and benefits. Think about what is it about your item that you feel is good. This is not a hobby for you. This is a business. Treat it like a business. Make sure that it's something that's repeatable, that's expandable, and it provides solutions for a lot of people so that you have a business as opposed to something that you just find kind of fun and you just want to have for you and some friends and maybe some family, right? Big difference there. Building a strong brand identity, develop a consistent visual identity, use of color, stick with that color, your typography, your packaging, and your visual content. Having that brand identity will also be very helpful for your storytelling. We are, again, as humans, much more inclined to remember stories than we are a written word. So when you're in your messaging, when you're in your digital marketing, that brand identity, those colors, maybe even it sounds, those visuals, etc., those are things that are really going to stick and attract your customers. And if the product is good and your mission statement is clear, more likely that, going back to those 3 points that I said at the beginning, that you will have trustworthiness built within your customer base. And then understanding your target audience. Don't go out to market with a product that misfires the target audience that you're trying to attract. It's just kind of a waste of time to do that. So you really want to do that demographic research, build out that persona, take the time to do that. And when I say take the time, good brands may take months to build this out. This is not just something you do in an afternoon. So really, again, take the time to walk through store. Take the time to walk through a beauty aisle at a major retailer. What makes you stop at certain brands versus other brands? Is it color? Is it packaging? Is it performance of product that you've used before? You have a good association, good trustworthiness with it. What are those key takeaways that make you stop, purchase, and repeat that process over and over again for your go-to products? And then you want to execute your robust product development process for that developing, testing, and manufacturing. I've included some resources that may be of help to you. Other notable brands that I feel are doing a good job in presenting clear brand identities and messaging. You can take a look at these. There are many others. And also, if you're interested in developing your persona, there are sites for free that you can tap into. HubSpot has one. You can do your demographic research even through Google, of course, Statista. There are other places that you can go for that. So if you need a jump start on developing your personas for your brands, I would suggest some of these as help. And then lastly, if you'd like to know more about the work we do at Fashion Mentorship, please scan the QR code or click the link to fashionmentorship.com, and you can find out more about the work that our mentors do there. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining the session, lesson 3 on creating a beauty brand identity.